20 fast food favorites that disappeared but deserve a comeback. Do you remember your favorite fast food item that vanished from the menu without a single goodbye? Have you ever wondered what happened to those flavors that once captivated our taste buds? The 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s weren't just decades of rebellious fashion or world-changing music. They were also a golden age of bold experimentation in the fast food world. Today, we're taking a trip back in time to explore 20 iconic fast food items that have been forgotten but still live on in our memories. Which one will bring back your fondest memories? Let's find out. McDLT, McDonald's. Kicking off our list is a bold creation from the fast food giant, McDonald's, the McDLT. This burger was launched in 1984 and attempted to solve a seemingly simple yet incredibly challenging problem in the fast food industry: how to keep the hot patty hot and the fresh vegetables cold in the same burger. McDonald's solution was a special two-compartment styrofoam container. One compartment held the sizzling grilled beef patty, while the other contained fresh ingredients like crispy lettuce, juicy sliced tomatoes, and crisp pickles. The idea was that customers would assemble their burger right before eating, ensuring each component was at its ideal temperature for an optimal flavor experience. This was considered an innovative and ambitious experiment in the fast food industry at the time, showcasing McDonald's continuous desire to innovate and optimize the customer experience. However, the McDLT's story came to an end in 1991, not because of its taste or quality, but due to an entirely external issue: its environmentally harmful styrofoam packaging. In the late 80s and early 90s, environmental awareness grew significantly, and single-use styrofoam products faced heavy criticism for their negative impact on the planet. McDonald's faced immense public pressure, and instead of redesigning the packaging, they decided to completely eliminate the McDLT to meet environmental demands. Many fans still miss this iconic burger, and it remains a topic of nostalgic discussion to this day. Bell Beefer, Taco Bell. Next up, we head to Taco Bell, but not for a taco or burrito. Instead, it's a burger, the Bell Beefer. This item might surprise many, knowing that Taco Bell, a chain famous for Mexican cuisine, once tried to enter the traditional burger market. The Bell Beefer was described as a sloppy Joe-style burger with rich, seasoned ground beef, melted cheese, diced onions, fresh, crispy lettuce, and a light sauce, all served on a soft burger bun. This item was on Taco Bell's menu from the 1970s until the 1990s. The goal of the Bell Beefer was to expand Taco Bell's customer base, attracting traditional burger lovers who still wanted to try something a bit different, with the border style Taco Bell aimed for. However, despite its unique flavor, the Bell Beefer was eventually discontinued for a crucial reason: it didn't fit Taco Bell's increasingly clear Mexican cuisine direction. As Taco Bell solidified its brand as a provider of Mexican-inspired dishes, an American-style burger became out of place. Additionally, the Bell Beefer's preparation process was also reportedly inefficient, possibly due to ingredient requirements and preparation methods that weren't fully compatible with a kitchen system optimized for tacos and burritos. To this day, many people still crave its unique taste and even try to recreate it at home. It represents a period of experimentation for Taco Bell, when the chain was still shaping its identity and willing to explore ideas beyond traditional Mexican cuisine. Superbar, Wendy's. In the 1980s, as fast food chains were still looking to diversify their menus and customer experiences, Wendy's introduced the Superbar as an all-you-can-eat self-serve buffet. This was an incredibly bold and unique concept for a fast food restaurant, where customers could freely choose from 3 different food areas for a fixed price of just $2.99. These 3 areas included, first, a rich salad bar with countless fresh greens, toppings, and dressings to create your own custom salad. Next was the Mexican Fiesta food area, offering items like tacos, nachos, and ingredients to build your own Latin-inspired dishes. Finally, there was the Italian Pastas bar, where customers could enjoy hot pasta dishes with various sauces. The Superbar offered a unique combination of fast food and buffet style, promising a diverse and satisfying meal. However, the Superbar was discontinued in the late 1990s due to several significant operational and profitability reasons. One of the biggest challenges was the difficulty in managing and maintaining the quality of a large buffet. Keeping food fresh, clean, and appealing required significant effort and staffing. Labor and ingredient costs were significantly higher than the $2.99 price Wendy's charged, leading to the Superbar not generating the desired profit. Nevertheless, the Superbar is still remembered as a symbol of innovation in the fast food industry, an effort to provide diverse choices and superior value to customers. Priazzo, Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut, a familiar name in the pizza world, also once had a highly creative yet challenging item, the Priazzo. Launched in the mid-1980s, the Priazzo was not a regular pizza, but an Italian-style stuffed pizza, looking like a giant savory pie or pasty baked to a golden crisp. This item showed a bold step by Pizza Hut to offer a completely new pizza experience to customers. The Priazzo was prepared with multiple layers of rich cheese, flavorful meats, which could be Italian sausage, beef, or other meats depending on the version, and a rich sauce, all carefully baked inside a thick, crispy crust. It offered a distinctly different texture from traditional pizza. The outer crust was crispy, while the inside filling was soft, moist, and substantial, creating an interesting contrast for the palate. The Priazzo was seen as a symbol of Pizza Hut's innovation phase, as the chain continuously sought new ideas to go beyond the traditional definition of pizza, experimenting with different forms and structures to enrich its menu. However, the Priazzo's uniqueness was also its weakness. This item required a significantly more complex and time-consuming preparation process than making a traditional pizza. The cooking time was also longer, which wasn't very suitable for the fast service customers expected from a chain restaurant like Pizza Hut. Additionally, the production cost of the Priazzo was higher, possibly due to requirements for special ingredients or a more manual process. Ultimately, these factors led to the discontinuation of the Priazzo. Fried apple pie. McDonald's. Returning to McDonald's, we can't forget a classic dessert that has now become a legend, the fried apple pie. This fried apple pie was on McDonald's menu since 1968 and captivated generations of diners. What made it special was its crispy, golden fried crust, completely different from regular baked pies. When you bit into it, you'd hear the satisfying crunch of the crust, followed by the hot, soft, sweet apple filling with a hint of fragrant cinnamon. This was a simple dessert, but brought a warm and satisfying feeling, perfect for ending a fast food meal. The fried apple pie was an integral part of McDonald's for decades, until it was replaced by the baked version in 1992. The main reason for this change was to meet the increasing demand for healthier options from consumers. As healthy eating trends became popular, fried foods were often considered less healthy than baked items. McDonald's decided to switch to the baked version to align with its new brand image and cater to customer preferences. Today, even though McDonald's still sells baked apple pies, the memory of the crispy fried apple pie remains a part of many people's childhood and nostalgia. It's a prime example of how sometimes changes for the better can't replace what was already classic in the hearts of fans. Potato cakes. Arby's. If you're an Arby's fan, you surely remember this classic side, potato cakes. These triangular potato patties were an indispensable part of Arby's menu since the 1970s. What made them so appealing was the perfect combination of a crispy outer shell and a soft, creamy potato interior. They weren't just a regular side. They were a unique flavor and texture experience, distinct from traditional French fries. Potato cakes were often enjoyed with Arby's signature sandwiches, adding a savory flavor and a crispy crunch to the meal. They became a favorite choice for many customers, considered an essential part of any Arby's visit. However, in 2021, Arby's made the decision to discontinue potato cakes, much to the regret of many fans. The main reason was that Arby's wanted to focus on newer potato options, like curly fries and crinkle fries, or potato wedges. Perhaps the chain wanted to modernize its side dish menu or focus on more iconic and popular products to optimize operational procedures. Although Arby's curly fries are very popular, the departure of potato cakes still left a void in the hearts of loyal fans. French fry crust. Little Caesars. Little Caesars, known for its affordable and ready-to-go pizzas, once had a truly crazy but bold idea in 1993, the French fry crust. As the name suggests, this was a unique pizza with a crust made from French fries. Imagine a crispy pizza with a base that wasn't traditional dough, but golden-fried French fries, creating an unprecedented combination of flavors and textures. This idea certainly sparked curiosity and attracted attention at the time, showcasing Little Caesars' willingness to experiment with novelties in a competitive pizza market. However, it seems the French fry crust did not achieve the expected success and quickly disappeared from the menu. It's rarely mentioned in fast food history, which often indicates a commercial failure. The main reason might be quite simple. French fries get soggy very easily during delivery. While the French fry crust might have been very crispy and appealing fresh out of the oven, even a short time in the box or during transportation would cause the fries to soften and lose their characteristic crispness, completely ruining the dining experience. This was a major problem for a product designed for takeout or delivery. Nevertheless, the idea of a French fry crust pizza is still considered bold and has potential. In today's modern culinary technology context, with better preparation and packaging methods, many fans believe that the French fry crust deserves a second chance. Beef Wennington, McDonald's. Continuing with McDonald's, we have a special burger named after a basketball player, the Beef Wennington. Launched in 1998, this burger was named after Bill Wennington, a player for the Chicago Bulls, which immediately brought a unique and localized feel to the product. The Beef Wennington wasn't just a regular burger. It was a combination of distinct flavors designed to attract sports fans and those seeking a rich, different taste. This burger featured a delicious beef patty, topped with melted cheese, crispy fresh onions, rich BBQ sauce, and notably, Canadian bacon. The combination of savory bacon, sweet and savory BBQ sauce, and creamy cheese created a powerful and appealing flavor. The Beef Wennington was not available nationwide, but only at restaurants in Chicago, Illinois, home of the Chicago Bulls. This indicates it was a special seasonal or event-based item, designed to honor a specific person or event, rather than a permanent menu item. Naming an item after a famous athlete was also a clever marketing strategy to draw attention and create a connection with the local community. As a limited time and regional item, the Beef Wennington created a sense of exclusivity. Although it only existed for a short period, it still holds a special place in the hearts of McDonald's fans in the Midwest USA. Fresh stuffed pitas, Wendy's. Back to Wendy's, we have an item that became a cult favorite for many fans: fresh stuffed pitas. This item appeared on Wendy's menu around 1997 and offered a fresh, somewhat healthier option compared to traditional burgers. Fresh stuffed pitas were warm, soft pita breads stuffed with flavorful chicken and fresh, crispy vegetables. This was a simple yet nutritious and flavorful combination, promising a light but filling meal. Unlike familiar burgers or fries, pita bread offered a different culinary feel, closer to a Mediterranean style. The chicken filling was carefully prepared, possibly grilled or shredded chicken, combined with fresh vegetables like lettuce, tomatoes, and possibly onions or cucumbers, all wrapped neatly in the soft pita bread. This item might have been introduced by Wendy's to attract a new customer segment, those seeking quick lunch options that weren't too heavy or fried. It also showed Wendy's effort to diversify its menu, not just focusing on burgers, but expanding into other forms of fast food. Fresh stuffed pitas only lasted about 3 years before being discontinued. The exact reason is not specified, but it could be due to low sales or a preparation process that was too labor-intensive to sustain in a fast food environment. McStuffin, McDonald's. Once again, McDonald's showed its continuous innovation with an item that didn't last long, but still left an impression: the McStuffin. Launched in 1993, the McStuffin was described as a convenient handheld meal, like a fast food version of Hot Pockets. This was an interesting idea by McDonald's to provide a quick, easy-to-grab-and-go meal option. The McStuffin was advertised as baked French bread, with a variety of fillings, catering to different customer preferences. Fillings included flavorful teriyaki chicken, rich BBQ beef, familiar pepperoni pizza, and creamy Philly cheesesteak. This variety shows McDonald's attempt to create a versatile product that could compete with various other fast food items on the market. The McStuffin was baked, offering a slightly crispy outer crust and a warm inner filling, suitable for a quick breakfast or light lunch. Experimenting with stuffed bread like this shows McDonald's always looking to expand the boundaries of traditional fast food menus. However, the McStuffin did not last long after its launch, possibly because it didn't fit the fast food model that McDonald's had built. Among these discontinued fast food items from the 90s, which one do you want to see brought back the most? Let us know in the comments below. McHotDog, McDonald's. It's McDonald's again. This time, it's another experiment in diversifying their menu, the McHotDog. McDonald's tested this hot dog in 1995. While McDonald's is famous for its burgers, their venture into hot dogs shows an effort to expand their presence in the fast food market and offer more choices to customers. A simple, convenient hot dog, served with common sauces and condiments, seemed like a reasonable addition to a fast food menu. However, the story of the McHotDog is tied to the personal views of one of McDonald's most important figures, Ray Kroc, the chain's founder. Ray Kroc was famously strongly against selling hot dogs at McDonald's. He had significant concerns about the quality of hot dog meat and did not want to put a product he wasn't entirely confident in on his menu. Kroc's philosophy was to focus on the quality and consistency of core items like burgers and fries. Additionally, at the time, McDonald's customers were already too familiar with and preferred burgers and nuggets, making it difficult for the McHotDog to find its footing. BLT Soft Taco, Taco Bell. Returning to Taco Bell, we have a simple yet extremely popular and missed item, the BLT Soft Taco. This taco appeared in the 1990s and quickly won the hearts of many fans. As its name suggests, the BLT Soft Taco combined the classic ingredients of a BLT sandwich, bacon, lettuce, tomato, into the form of a soft taco. Specifically, this item included crispy bacon, fresh crispy lettuce, juicy diced tomatoes, rich shredded cheddar cheese, and a hint of signature club sauce, all wrapped in a soft tortilla shell. This combination offered a familiar yet very unique flavor when placed in a Taco Bell context. The savory bacon, fresh vegetables, and creamy cheese blended perfectly with the signature sauce, creating a harmonious and addictive flavor experience. This was an item that showed Taco Bell's flexibility in combining traditional American flavors with its taco serving style. The popularity of this item was so high that many fans still remember its taste more than 20 years later and crave its return. Some even wish Taco Bell would add bacon to more items on its menu, inspired by the success of the BLT Soft Taco. This shows that sometimes simple, familiar items, when prepared delicately, can leave a deeper and longer-lasting impression than complex dishes. Italian sausage sandwich, Burger King. Burger King, McDonald's longtime rival, also had a regrettably discontinued item, the Italian sausage sandwich. This Italian sausage sandwich was on Burger King's menu in the 1990s. This was an attempt by Burger King to diversify its meal options, especially at a time when quick breakfast and snack choices were becoming increasingly popular. The Italian sausage sandwich included a delicious Italian sausage patty placed between two slices of bread, covered with melted mozzarella cheese and rich marinara sauce. To enhance the flavor, customers could choose to add sliced peppers and onions. This combination offered a distinctly Italian flavor, completely different from Burger King's traditional beef burgers. The slight spiciness of the sausage, the creaminess of the mozzarella, and the sweet savory taste of the marinara sauce created a harmonious and appealing whole. This item could be considered a valuable addition to Burger King's menu, especially for those who loved Italian flavors. Despite its apparent appeal, the Italian sausage sandwich disappeared from the menu. The exact reason is not stated, but it seems there was not enough demand for sausage sandwiches in fast food generally. This implies that the market or demand for sausage sandwiches in the fast food industry was not large enough to sustain the product's existence. Fiesta Whopper, Burger King. Burger King continues our list with a special Whopper version that once brought a festive atmosphere to their menu, the Fiesta Whopper. This spicy burger was available in the 1990s, showcasing Burger King's effort to experiment with new flavors and offer a more vibrant dining experience to customers. The Fiesta Whopper stood out with its spicy pepper jack cheese and distinctive spicy sauce, creating an explosive and unforgettable flavor. This burger was compared to Taco Bell's Bell Beefer in its spicy and Fiesta style. Burger King also once had Fiesta sprinkles for their fries, indicating a broader marketing strategy to create a Fiesta theme for some menu items. The Fiesta Whopper was a great choice for those who loved spicy flavors and wanted something different from the traditional Whopper. The combination of flavorful grilled beef, spicy cheese, and special sauce created a unique harmony. This item is still craved by many Burger King fans. They wish this item would return instead of other spicy versions Burger King has introduced later. For many, the bold, spicy flavor of the Fiesta Whopper brings back memories of a festive, fun atmosphere and beautiful memories of a vibrant era of fast food. Monterey chicken sandwich, Wendy's. Wendy's makes another appearance on this list with a chicken item that left many regretting its departure, the Monterey chicken sandwich. This chicken sandwich was launched in 1993 and later discontinued, but it still holds a special place in the hearts of fans. The Monterey chicken sandwich is an example of how Wendy's tried to create innovative chicken options, not just limited to chicken nuggets or regular fried chicken. This sandwich featured a crispy fried chicken fillet, topped with melted jack cheese, crispy bacon, fresh lettuce, sliced tomatoes, onions, and creamy ranch dressing. All these ingredients were served on a special Kaiser bun, providing a soft texture that still held its shape. The combination of savory bacon and cheese, fresh vegetables, creamy ranch dressing, and the distinct flavor of fried chicken created a harmonious and appealing whole. The Monterey chicken sandwich was highly praised for its rich flavors and textures, offering a satisfying dining experience. It is one of Wendy's most loved discontinued items. The level of nostalgia for this item is so high that many still try to recreate its flavor at home. They share recipes and experiences on social media, expressing regret that this item is no longer on the official menu. Do you agree that these items should be brought back? Comment yes if you agree. Colossus Burger, Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box, a fast food chain known for its variety and innovation, once introduced a true burger monster, the Colossus Burger. Launched in 1994, true to its name, this was a gigantic burger, designed to satisfy those with hearty appetites who wanted a truly filling meal. The Colossus burger featured 2 1/4-pound beef patties, meaning half a pound of pure beef, along with 8 slices of crispy bacon. But what truly made it unique was the combination of 3 different cheeses: rich cheddar, smooth Muenster, and creamy Swiss. The combination of these 3 cheeses created a complex cheese profile, offering multiple layers of flavor and texture, from savory to creamy, and the distinct aroma of each cheese. This was a significant innovation in the use of cheese on burgers, going far beyond using just one common type of cheese. The Colossus burger was not just a large burger, but also an exploration of flavors and the blending of premium ingredients. It is remembered as a meat mountain and a symbol of generosity. Many fans still want to see this cheese innovation applied to other burgers at Jack in the Box and other fast food chains. The Edge Pizza, Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut, with its spirit of innovation already demonstrated through the Priazzo, once again brought another unique pizza idea: the Edge Pizza. Launched in 1997, the Edge Pizza was designed to solve a common pizza problem. The crust often has no toppings and is less appealing. Pizza Hut created a tavern-style pizza, thin and crispy crust, with a notable feature: cheese and toppings extended all the way to the edge of the crust. This ensured that every slice had full flavor from beginning to end. The Edge Pizza was unique, not only in its topping placement, but also in its slicing. This pizza was cut into 16 small square pieces instead of traditional triangular slices. This cutting method not only made it easier to hold and eat, but also created more corners with crispy crust and ample toppings, maximizing the flavor experience. The Edge Pizza was an effort to optimize every slice of pizza, bringing complete satisfaction to diners. It was considered a clever and creative idea by Pizza Hut to improve the overall pizza experience. Although it seemed like a good idea, the Edge Pizza did not last long on the official menu. However, it was briefly revived in 2021, showing the love and demand from fans. Despite its comeback, fans still want it to be a permanent item on Pizza Hut's menu. For those living outside Chicago, famous for its thin, crispy, tavern-style pizza, the Edge Pizza is an experience worth trying. McPizza, McDonald's. And we're back to McDonald's, this time for one of their most ambitious experiments: McPizza. Launched in the late 1980s, McPizza was McDonald's attempt to compete directly with large pizza chains. The idea was to offer individual pizzas right in McDonald's restaurants, with popular toppings like pepperoni, sausage, and vegetables. This was a big move by the burger giant to expand its market and prove it could do more than just burgers and fries. McPizza was considered a bold experiment, but it was quickly discontinued in the early 1990s for very practical reasons related to McDonald's operating model. The biggest issue was the pizza baking time was too long. While customers came to McDonald's expecting fast service, as the name fast food suggests, baking a pizza took over 10 minutes, which was unacceptable. This disrupted the restaurant's quick service flow and made customers wait too long. Another reason, which might sound minor but was very important, was that the pizza box was too large to fit through the drive-thru window. This logistical problem caused difficulties in serving customers through the drive-thru, a key sales channel for McDonald's. Although it miserably failed to compete with pizza chains, McPizza still has a small cult following. It is remembered as a symbol of McDonald's daring and creativity. Frings, Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box once again appears with an interesting hybrid combination: Frings. Launched in the 1970s, Frings was a unique side dish, combining both French fries and onion rings in the same bag. This was a simple yet clever idea, allowing customers to enjoy two of the most popular side dishes in one order. The combination of crispy French fries and fragrant, slightly sweet onion rings created an interesting contrast in flavors and textures. Frings was considered a symbol of the creative era of fast food, when restaurant chains constantly sought new ways to satisfy customers and create unique experiences. In the 70s, hybrid items like Frings brought novelty and fun to the fast food menu, encouraging customers to experiment and explore. It reflected a period when fast food chains were willing to play with concepts to see what would succeed. However, Frings did not remain permanently on Jack in the Box's menu. Although the idea sounds appealing, it may have had limited appeal to some customers, or the cost of maintaining onion rings as a regular side dish might have been too high. Onion rings often require different preparation and storage processes than French fries, which could increase operational complexity and costs. Mighty Wings, McDonald's. Concluding our list is another McDonald's item that once made a splash, Mighty Wings. These spicy, bone-in chicken wings with a crispy seasoned coating first launched in 1990 and had a re-release in 2013. The appearance of Mighty Wings showed McDonald's attempt to expand into the bone-in fried chicken segment, competing with other chicken-focused chains. Mighty Wings stood out with their bold, spicy flavor and crispy coating, offering a powerful and unforgettable taste experience. They were designed to be an appealing item on their own, complementing McDonald's already diverse menu. The re-release in 2013 proved that McDonald's still believed in the potential of this item and wanted to try again in a different market and time. However, both launches of Mighty Wings did not achieve the expected success and were ultimately discontinued. Two main reasons were given. First, the price of Mighty Wings was higher than other items on McDonald's menu. This might have made customers hesitate, especially when they were used to the affordable prices of burgers and fries. Second, the spiciness of Mighty Wings was too strong for some customers. While some loved the intense spicy kick, others found it too difficult to eat, leading to lower than expected sales. Which item on this list brings back a special memory for you? Share your story in the comments below. Top 20 iconic fast food chains that vanished, making us miss them forever. Perhaps among you here, many have had wonderful weekend afternoons, faraway family trips, or simply a quick meal after work at a place that now only exists in your mind. Fast food. It always holds a special place in our hearts and stomachs. But sadly, not all those favorite spots from the past still exist today. Today, we're going to take a trip back in time and explore 20 iconic fast food chains that once dominated, but now are just memories. Which vanished fast food chain do you miss the most? Let's find out in this list. Howard Johnson's. Howard Johnson's? Just mentioning the name brings to mind the image of that distinctive orange roof. This wasn't just a restaurant. It was an icon of America, of road trips, of times the whole family stopped to rest on the way. It was like a familiar oasis on the highways. It started humbly in 1925 in Quincy, Massachusetts, initially just a small soda and ice cream stand. But before long, Hojo's became the ideal resting place for weary travelers. Their menu was full of familiar and comforting comfort food like crispy fried clam strips or ready-to-eat hot dogs and corn. However, what made Howard Johnson's famous was its legendary 28 flavors of ice cream. The ice cream here was so smooth and delicious that some even believed Mr. Howard Johnson himself invented ice cream, though he never claimed it. In the 1960s and 1970s, Howard Johnson's was the largest restaurant chain in America, with over 1,000 locations nationwide. But then, time passed, and competition from fast food giants like McDonald's and Burger King grew increasingly fierce. American tastes began to shift towards faster, cheaper meals. Gradually, the lights on the orange roof dimmed, and the familiar locations just disappeared. The chain gradually shrank, leaving only one location in Lake George, New York, until this last remaining store permanently closed in 2022. It was a sad end to an era, leaving many generations still longing to taste the flavors of childhood one more time. Burger Chef. Are you familiar with the giants in the burger wars? McDonald's, Wendy's. There's one more name, Burger Chef. Maybe you've never heard of Burger Chef? But did you know that at its peak, this brand was so famous that it directly targeted McDonald's golden arches to compete? One of the reasons for Burger Chef's success was that they were the first chain to offer a kids' meal. There's more to like at Burger Chef. That was their slogan. The company even sued McDonald's in 1979 when Happy Meal came out, claiming the idea was too similar to theirs. Burger Chef also had its own lineup of animated mascots, including Count Fangburger. Good food in a happy place is what they wanted to deliver. Burger Chef was founded in 1954 in Indianapolis, Indiana. They introduced many incredible innovations, like the Triple Threat, the nation's first combo meal, for just 45 cents. By 1973, Burger Chef had become one of America's largest fast food empires, with over 1,000 bustling locations across the country. However, even legends cannot last forever. The 1980s brought turbulent changes as Burger Chef successively belonged to General Foods and then Imasco, the owner of Hardee's. Beloved Burger Chef locations were transformed into Hardee's stores, unable to withstand the relentless competition from the giants. Finally, in 1996, the last Burger Chef flipped its final patty, quietly closing a memorable American burger legacy. Lums. Have you ever tasted beer-steamed hot dogs? If so, you might have fond memories of Lums. This restaurant chain originated from a small hot dog stand in Miami Beach in 1956. Lums quickly won over customers with its flavorful beer-steamed hot dogs, a unique breakthrough no one had thought of. By the early 1970s, Lums was everywhere, opening over 400 bustling locations coast to coast, even reaching Puerto Rico and Europe. They were so successful that the owners, brothers Stewart and Clifford Perlman, even bought the iconic Caesars Palace Hotel in Las Vegas in 1969. Then, in 1971, they sold Lums to businessman John Y. Brown, who tried to make new changes, most notably introducing the Ollie Burger, a legendary recipe from famous Miami chef Ollie Gleichenhaus. Many customers flocked to Lums for this Ollie Burger. Additionally, this 24-hour chain was Sara Lee Corporation's effort to compete with Denny's. Is the seafood at Lums fresh? It's fresh every day. However, the good fortune didn't last forever. After the Swiss company Wienerwald took over in 1978, financial problems began to surface. By 1982, Lums had to file for bankruptcy, marking the beginning of its gradual disappearance. The last restaurant quietly closed in Bellevue, Nebraska, in 2017, ending a memorable chapter in casual dining history. Nevertheless, for those lucky enough to enjoy a beer-steamed hot dog at Lums, the memories linger, always seasoned with a bit of nostalgia. There's a spiritual successor called Ollie's Trolley still in Washington, D.C., if you want to find a little taste of nostalgia. Red Barn. Have you ever imagined a restaurant shaped like a red barn? That was the idea behind Red Barn. In 1961, in Springfield, Ohio, 3 friends built a charming fast food store shaped like a big red barn in the countryside. Families flocked here, eager to enjoy favorites like the legendary Big Barney Burger, notably launching even earlier than McDonald's Big Mac. Red Barn quickly became an iconic gathering spot across the US, Canada, and even Australia, boasting up to 400 bustling locations. They were also pioneers in trends, introducing the famous Barnbuster Burger and being one of the earliest self-serve salad bars. An interesting detail mentioned is their fried chicken, which was deep-fried and prepared in a custom-designed pressure fryer for the Red Barn chain. "We've got new ideas," was their slogan. However, the golden age didn't last forever. Problems arose when Red Barn was acquired by City Investing Company in 1978. Sadly, the parent company's real estate interests overshadowed the burger business, leading to dwindling support and declining popularity. Eventually, the franchises disappeared one by one, until Red Barn finally quietly closed in 1988. Many remaining locations were converted into McDonald's restaurants. Today, nostalgic customers still smile warmly, remembering the simple days when eating in a bright red barn felt truly special. Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor. Not many restaurants announce your dessert with sirens, drums, and cheering crowds, but Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor was never just a regular restaurant. Founded in 1963 by Bob Farrell and Ken McCarthy in Portland, Oregon, Farrell's quickly captured the hearts and sweet tooths of America with its monster ice cream creations and festive atmosphere. Every visit felt like stepping into a lively festival from the 1890s with antique decor, a tinkling player piano, and a cheerful staff dressed in vibrant costumes from another era. The star dish, famously known as the Zoo, was a giant ice cream sundae paraded through the restaurant with exciting presentations, delighting children and adults alike. Their menu was printed to look like a not-too-serious tabloid newspaper, filled with plenty of jokes alongside all sorts of Farrell's sandwiches, sodas, and sweets. There was even a low-calorie menu with fake dishes, designed to ward off the guilt associated with overindulgence. Actually, there's only one place so crazy, so absolutely nutty, that everyone's having a party. By 1975, Farrell's popularity soared, expanding to over 120 locations nationwide. However, after the Marriott Corporation took over in 1972, the magic gradually faded, unable to withstand changing tastes and fierce competition. While a nostalgic revival sparked interest in the 2000s, the final chapter quietly closed in Brea, California in 2019, ending a beloved American tradition of unforgettable celebrations, laughter, and desserts served with unmatched excitement. Little Tavern. If you can't beat 'em, join 'em. Perhaps that was the idea behind the architectural design of Little Tavern. If you ever lived or traveled in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, you might remember Little Tavern. This was a chain of hamburger stands that thrived for decades in that region, including Baltimore, Maryland, and Virginia. Do you remember their distinctive small buildings? Initially, Little Tavern stores were designed to resemble the buildings of the famous White Castle and White Tower in the area. But over time, Little Tavern developed its own unique architectural style, inspired by quaint Tudor cottages, helping them stand out. By 1950, Little Tavern had up to 50 locations in Baltimore and Washington alone. As one person once said, you might remember a time when you could find a Little Tavern almost everywhere in Baltimore. However, after the original owner Harry F. Duncan sold the company in 1981, the chain began to struggle. Little Tavern tried to stay open through the 90s, but eventually, the last remaining store officially closed permanently in 2008. Although it no longer exists under its original name, the Little Tavern recipe was sold to the location in Laurel, Maryland, which now operates as Laurel Tavern Donuts, retaining a bit of the flavor from the past. Doggy Diner. Never underestimate the power of a good mascot. This might be why the not-so-famous hot dog and burger chain Doggy Diner continues to live on in the memories of Californians today. Most people in San Francisco know Doggy Diner. Doggy Diner had an adorable dachshund dog head greeting customers at their stores. This icon still exists today as a national landmark in San Francisco. Even the San Francisco Giants baseball team named a hot dog they sell in their stadium after Doggy Diner. This reinforces the idea that if you serve the public honestly with good food and great service, they will remember and return. Doggy Diner served hot dogs and burgers. By serving high-quality food, it quickly became a favorite spot. everyone craved doggy diners, hot dogs, hamburgers, pastrami sandwiches, and incredibly thick milkshakes. The chain operated from 1948 to 1986. However, this burger and hot dog paradise officially closed in 1986 after 38 years of operation. Geno's Hamburgers. Just hearing the words Geno Giant immediately brings back the taste of Friday night burgers with friends. In 1957, Geno's Hamburgers was born in Dundalk, Maryland, founded by Baltimore Colts legends Gino Marchetti and Alan Amesh, along with friends. Immediately, everyone loved their signature juicy sauce-laden burger creations, the giant Geno Giant Burger, loaded with toppings and premium steak sandwiches. To add to the appeal, Geno's cleverly partnered with Kentucky Fried Chicken, offering Colonel Sanders's famous crispy fried chicken right alongside their delicious burgers. Before long, families and football fans flocked to Geno's counters at over 300 locations scattered throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. However, as the 1970s transitioned into the 1980s, this favorite burger joint began to feel the heat from larger chains. Growth slowed, profits dwindled, and eventually, the Marriott Corporation stepped in, converting most Geno's restaurants into Roy Rogers locations in 1982. For many loyal customers, it felt like losing an old friend. Although the restaurants are gone, the memories of biting into those legendary burgers, laughing with friends under the bright neon lights, have endured warmly for decades, keeping alive the legacy of a beloved eatery that once proudly served both burgers and chicken buckets, and did it so deliciously. Do you still remember the taste of iconic classics like the legendary Ollie Burger from Lum's, or the topping-loaded Geno Giant from Geno's? Or maybe it's the atmosphere and service that stuck with you the most. Let us know what stands out in your memories. Sambo's. Do you remember a breakfast spot from back in the day whose name alone caused controversy? Founded in 1957 in sunny Santa Barbara by partners Sam Battistone Sr. and Newell Bonnet, the American-style diner, Sambo's quickly became a fixture in communities across the U.S. Combining the founders' names and coincidentally referencing a children's story that would later cause fierce debate, they created a cozy place specializing in fluffy pancakes, juicy burgers, and classic comfort food dishes. Families flocked here, drawn by the affordable meals and colorful murals depicting scenes from The Story of Little Black Sambo. However, as the chain rapidly expanded to an impressive 1,117 locations by 1979, trouble was brewing beneath the surface. The murals and the name, once seemingly innocent, soon sparked protests and legal challenges over racial insensitivity. Coupled with financial missteps, these issues sent the chain spiraling towards bankruptcy. By 1981, most Sambo's locations had closed or changed ownership, marking the end of an iconic, albeit controversial, chapter in American dining history. The last remaining restaurant in Santa Barbara held on until 2020, when strong public backlash following the George Floyd protests finally forced it to change its name to Chad's, quietly closing the final page on Sambo's colorful, complicated legacy. Pup and Taco. Who says you have to choose between getting a hot dog or a taco when you stop at your local drive-in? Certainly not the founders of Pup and Taco, who proudly served both to hungry Californians throughout the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Pup and Taco arrived on the California culinary scene in 1956, conceived by Russell Wendell as a humble drive-in in sunny Pasadena. Before long, the unique menu featuring crispy tacos, juicy burgers, flavorful pastrami sandwiches, and perfectly grilled hot dogs made it an instant local hit. These weren't the only items on the menu. Pup and Taco also served hot pastrami sandwiches, tostadas, and slushies for both dine-in and takeout customers. The chain also made a name for itself in pop culture through mentions in movies. Pup and Taco was doing quite well until the mid-'80s, when all of its franchises were sold to Taco Bell. Fierce competition from giants like McDonald's and Taco Bell, coupled with rising real estate prices in the 1980s, caused difficulties. Taco Bell quickly stepped in, acquiring 99 prime Pup and Taco locations in 1984, gradually erasing the brand from the fast food map. The last remaining location in Albuquerque quietly closed in 2013. Sandy's. If you ever lived in the American Midwest in the 50s or 60s, or if you're someone who enjoys learning about old food memories, you'll surely be interested in Sandy's. This was a fast food chain that once served hot burgers and fries to customers in a bygone era, a time before Hardee's was even on the fast food map. Sandy's emerged in the late 50s and had a rather unique start. The chain actually originated from an unsuccessful attempt to open a series of McDonald's franchises in central Illinois. Instead of giving up, they opened as a competitor to the rising success of Mickey D's at the time. Sandy's had a Scottish theme, and what made them stand out, different from the uniformity of their competitors, was that their franchises were owner-operated and encouraged to tailor their service to their local communities. You might remember familiar items like burgers, the thick shake machine, or crispy fries. However, the chain couldn't remain independent for long in the competitive market. Sandy's was eventually acquired by Hardee's in the early 70s. Today, Sandy's is just a name on the list of vanished fast food chains, a fond memory of burgers and fries from those days. Do you have any memories of Sandy's you'd like to share? Let us know in the comments. Your memories are very important here. Beefsteak Charlie's. There was a time when going out to eat meant unlimited steak, overflowing glasses of wine, and memories made around a cozy table. Beefsteak Charlie's, born in Manhattan in 1910, perfectly captured this golden era. Its cozy, tavern-like atmosphere welcomed generations who eagerly flocked for hearty steaks, huge seafood platters, and the legendary unlimited salad bar. Few remember that in 1976, Larry Ellman breathed new life into Beefsteak Charlie's, expanding it into a beloved East Coast favorite with over 60 bustling locations. But there was one thing many diners didn't realize at the time: the generous offer of unlimited beer, wine, and sangria became both its signature draw and its tragic downfall. By the mid-1980s, changing eating habits and fierce competition eroded its success, leaving it in financial trouble. Efforts by the Bombay Palace restaurant to salvage the beloved brand in 1987 were unsuccessful. Gradually, each cheerful Beefsteak Charlie's door closed until the last location quietly disappeared in 2009. Wetson's. I'm sure many of us, especially those who lived in the greater New York area, might remember, or vaguely heard of, a name that tried to enter the fast food race in the 60s, and that was Wetson's. The chain was founded in 1959 and operated in the greater New York area. From the beginning, Wetson's seemed to struggle to create its own identity and stand out among competitors. This might explain why the chain felt the need to imitate the slogans of big names like McDonald's and White Castle in its advertising campaigns. Even their signature burger was named the Big W, clearly a way to evoke the other famous burger. Despite its efforts, Wetson's struggled to keep up with the rapid growth of McDonald's and Burger King on the East Coast. The chain only lasted for a very short time, less than 15 years from its founding. Eventually, Wetson's merged with Nathan's Famous in 1975, closing a chapter of its operation. Although the physical stores are gone, the Wetson's brand name is technically retained in New York to this day. Wetson's is a name that brings back memories of the fierce competition in the fast food industry. Back then, where not everyone found a stable foothold. Carol's. Great. If you ever lived in Western New York or Pennsylvania in the 1960s, or simply love stories about the golden age of American fast food, then the name Carol's will surely bring back many memories. Carrols was a fast food chain founded in the 1960s. At its peak, the chain had up to 150 stores. Do you remember their distinctive mascot? It was a yellow snail. Customers back then loved their club burger. But perhaps what truly made Carrols stick in many people's minds were the glass cups printed with famous Looney Tunes cartoon characters. I'm sure many families collected the whole set of these cups. Unfortunately, the Carrols chain began to face difficulties, and their locations gradually closed around the 1980s. Although the Carrols restaurant chain no longer exists under its original name, it's interesting to note that the parent company Carrols is still operating. Today, this company is the largest owner and franchisee operator of Burger King restaurants in the world, and is also a franchisee of Popeyes Louisiana kitchen restaurants. Do you have any memories of Carrols? Did you collect those Looney Tunes cups? Let us know in the comments below. Wags. What comes to mind when you think of the drugstore and convenience store brand Walgreens? How about sitting down for a meal at a restaurant? That was the idea behind Wags, a 24-hour diner chain owned and operated by the folks at Walgreens. They operated primarily in the 1970s and 80s and tried their best to compete with other big names in that market, like Denny's and Big Boy. With bright neon signs lit all night, Wags became a favorite spot in Chicago and Florida, offering cozy booths, unlimited coffee, and friendly smiles, even at 2 a.m. Unfortunately for Walgreens, the idea of eating in a place with a similar logo to where you buy cold medicine didn't succeed, and Wags was sold to the Marriott Corporation in 1988. Sadly, Marriott struggled to find the right formula, leading to confusion, poor management, and a decline in enthusiasm from previously loyal customers. Any remaining Wags locations eventually closed and were converted into places like Shoney's or IHOP. By 1991, the stores had quietly closed permanently, marking a surprisingly quick end for a once popular gathering spot. Minnie Pearl's fried chicken. Believe it or not, there was once a big trend, especially in the 60s and 70s, where celebrities lent their names to fast food restaurants. One of these was the famous country music figure and comedian Minnie Pearl, and the fried chicken chain, named after her. Most people said Minnie Pearl's chicken was the best, but you'll never know until you try it. The chain launched in 1966, founded by two ambitious lawyers from Nashville, Tennessee. They hope to capitalize on the growing fried chicken craze in America, boldly competing with Colonel Sanders himself. From the playful logo with Minnie's iconic straw hat to the genuine Southern hospitality, people quickly lined up to try it. In just a few short years, over 100 franchises popped up across the country. Many factors led to the demise of Minnie Pearl's fried chicken. One was that each franchise seemed allowed to customize its own recipes, with no brand consistency. This didn't actually stop customers from enjoying Minnie Pearl's food quite a bit. However, fraud allegations related to business operations and stock prices caused the fried chicken chain to fail. By 1973, facing a decline in customer trust and increasing financial scandals, Minnie Pearl's chicken fell apart faster than an overbaked biscuit, quietly closing most locations. Burger Queen/Druthers. Although the name might sound related, this defunct restaurant chain was not affiliated with Burger King. First appearing in 1956, Burger Queen quickly became a familiar spot in Florida. I know Burger Queen had great hamburgers, and their chicken was a good meal too. Before long, dozens more stores were opened in multiple states. Although famous for burgers, they were also known for more unique features like a self-serve salad bar. They were popular enough that even changing their name to Druthers in 1981 didn't negatively affect their popularity. However, in 1990, they began shifting their focus to desserts, leading to them becoming operators for Dairy Queen the following year. By 1991, most Burger Queen locations had been renovated, ending the existence of an American culinary icon. a single franchise location still survives in Campbellsville, Kentucky. Bill Knapp's. Getting older has at least one delicious benefit, especially if you celebrated your birthday at Bill Knapp's. Founded in 1948 by Clinton B. Knapp in the cozy town of Battle Creek, Michigan, this beloved restaurant quickly won people over with its delicious homemade-style dishes like Sunday dinner at Grandma's. Families came from all over to enjoy golden, crispy fried chicken, flavorful ham croquettes, hearty bean soup, and delicious chocolate cake slices that melted in your mouth. But what truly set Bill Knapp's apart was their famous discount. Diners received a discount equal to their age on their birthday and anniversary. At its peak, Bill Knapp's welcomed guests at over 60 locations across Michigan, Ohio, Florida, Illinois, and Indiana. Unfortunately, as loyal customers aged, younger generations opted for trendier spots, causing Bill Knapp's to struggle in the 90s. An unsuccessful attempt to modernize in 1998, coupled with a harmful Listeria bacteria outbreak, further damaged their beloved reputation. By 2002, the financial burden became too much, forcing Bill Knapp's to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and quietly close all remaining locations. Royal Castle. Believe it or not, Florida once had its own castle. No moat, no knights, just delicious little burgers and ice-cold root beer. Royal Castle, founded in 1938 by William Singer in sunny Miami, quickly became the South's answer to the North's White Castle, winning hearts with its small, square burgers topped with finely chopped onions and spicy pickles. Alongside those addictive little burgers, Royal Castle also delighted customers with fresh, squeezed orange juice and hearty breakfasts. In the booming 1960s, Royal Castle's neon signs lit up streets in Florida, Georgia, Ohio, and Louisiana, proudly operating at over 175 bustling locations. However, the good times didn't last forever. As fast food giants like McDonald's and Burger King flooded the market in the 1970s, Royal Castle struggled to keep up. Things took another turn for the worse in 1969, when Performance Systems took over, only to face financial problems and declining standards soon after. Quality declined, loyal customers drifted away, and by 1975, the once thriving chain had quietly closed, leaving behind only fond memories. A single franchise location survived after the chain was liquidated in 1975. Delights. Let's be honest, no one really goes to a fast food restaurant for healthy food. However, that didn't stop Delights, also known as Delights, from trying to offer a healthier option at a time when larger chains weren't even thinking about lighter items. The chain was founded in Georgia in the late 70s, offering healthier alternatives and ingredients. Delights offered lean beef, high-fiber buns, and low-fat cheese. One could say Delights were pioneers, but they couldn't compete when the McDonald's and Burger Kings of the world also started serving healthy alternative options. A series of unfortunate events led the company to file for bankruptcy in 1987. Ironically, many remaining Delights locations were converted into Hardee's, arguably one of the less healthy fast food options. Thanks for watching. Which item do you want to see return the most? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey with us, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with friends to reminisce about good memories together. See you in the next videos.